Good morning, good people of a great nation. One thing I can tell you for free this morning is that today's development focus with Jide Ojo on ITV is going to be all female affair. Both my first and second guest are female, are women of virtues, because we need to promote our women. There is a lot happening to our women that is not being talked about. And that's why I've chosen two great Amazons, women of virtues, to come and shed light on some very critical issues that affect womanhood, or womanhood as it is called. My first guest this morning, she's, how do I describe her? She's maybe I should say health educator. She's very experienced development worker. I've known her for over 10 years in the development sector. She's worked across different thematic areas in the development sector. At some point, I think you were working on LAGVA law.
Yeah, LAGVA.
That was like 2006, 2007. So here I present to you. Today, she's not talking about law or policies. She's talking about menstrual health management. And I have with me Funmilayo Olorunmola. You're welcome on the show.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to have you. Happy New Year.
Same
I think
to
it's still in order to say Happy New Year. Funmi, has got herself should I say entangled? I want to use the appropriate word, because I just look at the 360-degree change in focus in the development sector. So tell us a bit more about yourself, and why did you choose issue of menstrual health management as your passion now?
Thank you so much. Like he has introduced me, my name is Funmi Olorunmola. I am the CEO of Citizen Participation Advancement and Awareness Initiative, running a program on menstrual hygiene management for girls and women in rural areas. In research, we saw that the menstruating girls and women in Nigeria, they are up to 52% of female population. But you can see that above 35% don't have what it takes to menstruate. One, they don't have the knowledge. Secondly, there's no facility, no water, and also they don't have the idea on the disposal
of menstrual
products.
Yeah.
Like recently, I mean, not now, I met with a girl. Do you know why she stopped school? She stopped schooling because of just pad. What happened to her was, in school, she saw that her mate in the rural area, of course, one of her mates was using pad, which she has never used before. Meanwhile, there is this guy that was toasting her. The day the guy now said, okay, she asked the guy, can you get me a pad? The guy got her a pad and slept with her, had sex with her, and she became pregnant. Wow. This girl dropped out of school. In the village, they call her Mama Pad, Mama Pad. That's the name given to the child. So she dropped out, she couldn't go to school, she could not learn, nothing was happening to her. You can see that that's one, there are a lot outside. If you look at Africa as a whole, 1 out of 10 miss school because they don't have what it takes to manage your menstruation. They don't have the knowledge. Because when you are in adolescent age, a lot of changes that which children...
Physiological changes, yeah.
Mentally, that they don't really know. So in Paddy Girl project, we decided that, okay, we have to go because these children, they need to go to school. Don't forget that all of us are working towards achieving SDG goals. And you look at all the SDG goals, everything is interwoven look at one that talks about education, the fifth one, the second one, the third one,
The
even
health.
the sixth one that talk of sanitation. There is no good sanitation. There is no product for these children to use. So they miss school. They refuse to go. Most of them don't go to school. Imagine if a girl, this month, three months make a term. This month she doesn't go to school for like 5 to 7 days, depending on her cycle. The second month she did not go. That is like 5, 15, 21 days. In 3 months, at the end of the day, she drop out because she will not be able to cope. She'll drop out of school. So that's why we go into the rural areas. We talked about give them education on menstrual hygiene, how to manage your menstruation, and also give them free sanitary pad so that they can come to school. I told them that menstruation is a gift from God. It shouldn't stop any girl from going to school. Menstruation is not dirty. That menstruation is life. Your menstruation is life. So when you have it, like I don't speak Hausa very well, but I tell them, ba lada, ba yara. If you don't have menstruation, you cannot have children. So it's not something you should be ashamed of. So don't say because I'm on my menstruation, I should not go to school. I should not do what others are doing.
Okay, so you haven't told us how you got caught in this web of menstrual hygiene management. Is it that somebody talked you into it, or you just stumbled it, or did you dream about it? Because I knew you were not into this this area when I first met you over 10, 15 years ago. Now all of a sudden I see on social media, party girl, party girl. I was like, okay, maybe opportunity will come for me to ask this question I'm asking now. So how did you get involved?
You know, this has been with me from when I was young.
Okay.
Because when I started, you know, during our days, nobody talk about menstruation. Your parents will not talk about it. When I started, this was what got me into it. When I started menstruation, I felt I sat on something. I just saw blood coming out. Do you know, I couldn't go home. I was outside crying. So somebody saw me, said, what is it? Before that, I just went and picked a paper. I was using it to
wipe yourself.
To clean. Imagine what will have happened that time.
And the bacterial infection, fungal infection. So
I asked some more the courage. The person had to took me down to my mother. Oh, what happened? I said blood. He said, oh, congratulations. They have to kill a chicken and this. But the knowledge wasn't there. So then I said, okay, when I get to, by the grace of God, I should be able to handle these children. And you look at it now, it's even more now. These children cannot they don't have the knowledge. And you know, our society too, the stigma attached to menstruation, the socially
stigma.
And all the stigma and all that attached, and they tell you it's unclean. They tell you it should be done in secret. That was what my mother told me, that it should be done in secret. So when you are in school, you are menstruating, you are like, of course, you can't concentrate because nobody talk about it, because it should be done in secret.
So this is, if we want to widen the scope of this discussion, this is also about sexuality education, isn't it?
Yes.
Because there's a lot of ignorance out there, and I think that's part of why we have many unwanted pregnancies, unwanted children, that you now end up dumping those children on dump sites and you know, abandoning them to be taken to your motherless children. So because if why is it so that parents are no longer educating their ward and children, particularly daughters, about this menstrual hygiene and how they can do it in a decent way? What is the problem? Is it that the parents themselves don't know?
You know, like I said, during our time, nobody talk about it. So who are the parents now? We are still the same product. I met with a lady. She told me, I was trying to talk to her on menstrual hygiene. She said, I cannot talk to my children. This is a recent thing. A lot of mothers, because they are not aware too. So what we do, we involve parents, we talk to them. a parent that is what you have that you can give.
Yeah, you can't give what you don't have.
Of course. So most of these parents are shy. They said they cannot even talk about. I said, this is the time to talk about sexuality, like you said. They said, no, I can't talk about sex. I said, okay, I will come and do it. If you cannot do it, I will do it, because they need it.
They need it,
It's
actually.
what you transfer to them, that they will be able to transfer to their friends. And for them not to get the wrong information, parents especially, education starts from home.
Sure.
So parents, if you see, my girl have not started, but she knows what menstruation is. She went to boarding. I package pad.
Wow.
For her, that see, anytime it starts, that was the day I had to call her. See the way I'm doing it.
Doctor. Anyway, she's a doctor in the making. Our daughter, you know, when she started talking, they asked her, what would you like to be? And she said, I would like to be a medical doctor. So we call her doctor. So Dr. Tofumi already knows about
she knows about
menstrual hygiene.
To involve her. She went to a school. Now I told her, you are going to talk.
Yeah.
So she just did little talk on menstruation. They were like, I said,
and you can do video so that it could be shared.
It could be shared.
I think that would be a very good idea.
So for parents now, we need to, most of us, not only women, even fathers should know about it.
Here I am. Honestly, I don't know anything about menstrual hygiene. I don't know. So the truth is that if I don't know, it's out of my feasibility in the media. I guess how many, maybe 90% of Nigeria.
To come for one of our programs.
Okay, if I'm invited, maybe if I have the time. But let's come to, I heard from my parents in those days, they were using rags and, you know, clothes as part. How hygienic are those rags or clothes instead of using the sanitary pad?
Instead of using the sanitary pad, it's not the clothes now that is in question. It's the management of the clothes. Of course, your mother will give you pieces of clothes, but she will never tell you how to use it. And don't forget, because it is, and it is all, I mean, then it was done in secret, even now. So the pad, let me give you one instance. On field, there was this village we got to. They said they use clothes. Some even use cow dung.
Cow?
Dung. That is the cow shit.
How is that? How do they do that?
What they do is they just spread it out. You know, it's grassy. Okay. After they use the dirty wrapper, then they use it as absorber. This
can get them infected with bacteria.
So a lot of women are dying there. They are not on record. So I tell them, okay, what you do is, if you are using, it is good to use, because now we are going into reusable pad.
Okay.
Made from wrappers.
Okay.
But the management, so you can use wrapper, but the management, how do they do it in some of this rural area? Because it's done in secret, they keep it inside the room, under the bed. When it's not dry, of course it can never get dry. So we tell them, spread it out.
So if it's spread inside
the sun,
sun will disinfect it.
Then you can use it.
At least wash it regularly.
You see that it's in the bedroom.
Oh dear.
And most of them don't know what hour should I change, even if I'm using, because last time, 2 times ago, I met with this representative of Digs for Girls. They gave me 300 reusable pad that I use if a girl has 1, 5 years she will not buy pad.
Oh dear.
She has to just know how the management, how to wash it, when to use. 4 to 6 hours you have to change your pad. Either you are rushing or you are not rushing. There was this instance given to me in one of the principal in one of the secondary school. He said he was in the office one day, through the window. He saw these 7 to 8 girls. One of them was stained. She was using a wrapper. So one went to bring pure water, 2 pure water. Then the others gathered around her. remove her. She was stained. Removed the wrapper, wash it, at the same time, put it back. So that day, the man said he sent for them and he told them what happened. One of them was
bold enough
to explain. The man said since that day, the principal, he started buying pad.
Wow.
That anyone, they know him. There is this gender, a woman on there, there. So they go to her. The man every month buy pad. So that comes to involving men. So we involve not only girls in school, boys. Because of course, when you get into the hem of affair, how many women do you see there? Something that you are telling us is in secret. Who will talk for us? So we involve them that they should know that there's something called menstruation. It comes and a woman needs support, even from the husband. If I ask you now, when last did you give madam money for pad?
Please don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go, off your mic there. Off your mic.
No, it's part of it.
Yeah, no, I understand. I mean, it's a challenge to all men out there that our daughters, our wives, we need to get them well resourced for their menstrual management. But let's run us through. Maybe we are jumping gun. We are just talking about padding and all of that. What actually constitutes menstrual cycle? And then menstrual, people talk about having menstrual pains. How do you manage?
You know, menstruation, like I said, you have your menstruation when you are between your adolescent and there is something we call menopause. That's when you stop menstruating. When menstruation, before menstruation comes, there are some symptoms and there are some things women, girls go through. The most important one, they tell you pain. I have pain at the back, I have pain here. So we tell them, see, there are some local things you can use. Apart from using, you can use Panadol, but if I tell them, if your menstruation will not make you to go to school because of that pain for like 2-3 days, then you see a doctor. But ordinarily, you can use Panadol to relieve the pain. Then we tell them you drink enough water. When you
hydration.
Drink, yes, because your blood is coming out, you are hydrated, you need more water. Then there are some vegetables around locally. You eat vegetable, do exercise. Because some of us will just stay at home, but you have to go out, do little exercise, come back. You see that the pain
will be relieved.
So,
is there a network between you and some hospitals to refer cases of severe menstrual pain to some primary health care centers or maybe general hospitals?
For now, most of the community we work with their health center.
Okay.
We'll tell them in case we refer
them
cases like that. Yeah. Then I have a doctor too who say that is always ready. So when we refer girls and women, we attend to them.
So how long have you been doing this?
By February it will be 2 years.
Wow. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
How have you been able to source or get grants, or is it individual donations?
For now, no major donor. I get fundings from friends, from family, from people that I don't even know, but that believe in what we are doing. That believe that girls should not be stopped because of their menstruation. That's.
So, if people want to support this, your Paddy Girl, how do they reach out to you? What are the processes and procedure?
I always give out my number.
Okay.
My number is 080-359-55902.
Please take it calmly because some people may want to write it down.
Okay. My number is 080-359-55902.
Okay. In case you couldn't write that down, if you get across to ITV and you can reach out through me, she needs all the support because this is a noble project that she's engaged in, issue of menstrual hygiene is very key. People do not realize that this is about our public health challenge for girls and women. And we need to join us to deal with this. But I think the organizations like UNICEF and other health-related agencies should be able to offer some measure of support. Have you reached out to them?
Yes, I've started reaching out.
Okay.
And some of them are... last year, one of the international organizations supported us with PAD to go into schools, which we did. So we are starting the new section is here. We need to start. So we need more funding support. You can collaborate with us. You can even celebrate your birthday with these children by giving out PAD.
I recall that on your 50th birthday, you actually asked people to support your organization with PAD, and that was very insightful. Anyway, so what more do you think we need to know about issue of menstrual hygiene and the need to support PAD a Girl challenge?
You know, when you are talking of menstrual hygiene, it's not only giving out the PAD. One, the education.
Okay.
Secondly, from the view of the government, we have some of these children don't have facility, no water, no, sanitation program on ground. Like I visited some school last time. I did a research on the facility, menstrual hygiene facility. Most of the schools we got to, you see that the toilets, some of the toilets is no go area.
Pit toilets.
Some they are not washed, they are abandoned. Some
there's no water in the school.
You see snake inside it. So for a girl, they said they prefer to go home. Imagine a girl having a subject and she's stained. She has to go home to change. There is
she may not come back.
She will come back. And some of these toilets are not connected to water. Even if they have a borehole, the borehole is just abandoned. It's not connected. So tell me, and some of the toilet is not segregated.
Okay, it's just there is no girls' toilet.
No girls. There is girls' toilet there, but it's the same building.
Okay.
So some of them told her that a girl was raped.
Wow.
Because the toilet sometimes is far from the classes. So a lot of things that if a girl is raped, that is unwanted pregnancy, she will stop school. She cannot attain her full potential. So the side of government, they should please make the school very nice for girls. And we talk about changing room, not only having a toilet. A girl cannot change in the toilet. She needs a private place to change. She needs a changing room. Then we advocate for pad bank in school. If there is if a girl knows that she's going to school and she's safe, she can change, and she have the product to change, she'll come to school. Then we can talk about women empowerment. You are talking of women empowerment. Girls are missing school. Where is the empowerment? It starts from school.
Okay, this really is very touching. So on the part of government, what Funmi is saying is, let's provide sanitary water and sanitation in schools. The toilet facilities should be decent. Should be. Let's have a water closet, and then make sure there is adequate provision of water in schools so that hygiene can be maintained. It's not just about girls, it's also about boys, it's also about students in school. For their safety and security, we need to have school. And it's not all about government. Old school associations,
PTA.
Alumni association, PTA can also help out in
and
this. And
even individuals. Like I tell people, if 1,000 people can give me a pad, it goes a long way. Because a girl, at the beginning of the time, a girl needs 3 pads. Depending.
So as we wrap up this, because we need to close this segment, what measure of support? If people cannot, how much is a pad? So break it down for people. If you want to buy us pad, or if you want to give us money to buy the pad. So just like you did during your birthday.
Like what I said now, that for a girl to stay in school for a term, she needs at least 3 pads. And a pad now in the market is between 450, 500, depending on what you want, the make you want to buy. So for a term, for a girl, she needs 3.
About 1,500.
That is 1,500 for a girl.
Okay.
So if we are talking about like 3, because some of this school you get there, you see like 400 girls menstruating, and you want to give, that's a lot. So you can, even if it is 1, you can give us, if you want to partner with us, if you want to sponsor a girl. There is this thing I say again, you can sponsor a girl for a year, for 2 years, for 5 years, till she finishes secondary school. Those are the ways you can help us.
So as we wrap up, your number again, very slowly, so that people can reach you, or your email address, or any other ways by which people can reach you on social media, so that they can partner with you.
My number again is 080-359-55902. Then you can also get me on Pad a Girl Today project on my Facebook. Then our email is cpaai@gmail.com.
Okay. That will be the size of this segment. We want to thank you, Funmilayo Olorunmola, for coming on this show. We will do our best to continue to promote and project you. It's also about development.
Yes.
Because child development, how you form our outlook in life starts as a girl, as a boy, before we grow to men and women or virtues or whichever way. And I pray this is a ministry that you have engaged in, and God will reward your labor of love.
Amen.
We really do appreciate you on this program for coming.
Thank you so much.
Talking about menstrual hygiene management. I will be back on top of, in a bit rather, I'll be back in a bit to take us through the second and concluding segment of Development Focus with Jide Ojo. Once again, if you want to reach out to Funmi Olorunmola and you didn't get a number, you can call the lines of the ITV, or if you reach out to me, I will also be able to link you up with that. Let's support this noble initiative. The money involved is token. It's just money you can use to buy a bottle of soft drink or bottle of beer or suya. And somebody can be kept in school with that token. 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira will go a long way to pad a girl. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you so much.
For me. We'll be back in a bit for the second segment.